I'm Jenna.
Hello, I'm Gloria.
We are Worthy Wellness
because we are worth it.
Our purpose is to introduce women entrepreneurs, products, and services while proceeds help women in need for holistic care and therapy services.
Welcome, ladies.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Worthy Wellness Podcast. We have two great guests today, Ceci and Patty, and I'm super excited for you to learn more about them. So firstly, Ceci, would you like to tell the listeners who you are?
Yes, good morning. Hi, Jenna. I am Cecilia Urrea, and I also known as Ceci for short. I am a speech and language pathologist assistant, and again, another acronym, SLIPA for short, because we love, acronyms. And also have a master's in leadership and education for higher education. I do have aspirations of becoming a child development professor. I love working with children. And here's a little fun fact about me. I opened up my own nonprofit organization, and my sister and I have the same birthday. So she's 5 years older than I am. So that's always fun to share because everyone's like, how? You guys are not twins. But I like to just share that.
That is exciting to share birthdays and to have siblings, and we're all about families.
Yes.
So speaking of, pediatrics and families, that's where all of us met. We met at a pediatric clinic and we are venturing out as entrepreneurs. So we've designed a social skills program due to the need for post-pandemic. Patty, can you tell us your part in the program and a little bit about your experience with the children?
Hi, my name is Patty, and I'm a certified occupational therapist assistant, COTA for short. A fun fact about me is that I love to dance. In my videos, I'm going to introduce the topic, the objective, and what your child will learn, and lastly to follow along with the activity.
So I do have experience in early intervention, working with kiddos from birth to 3 years old. However, for the social skills program, I will be focusing primarily with kiddos from 3 to 6 years of age. And having the opportunity to work with a variety of ages and different settings, I'm aware that every child, of course, is different. So I'll be also providing different strategies on real-life situations to help the child's social and emotional development. Since I will be working with the little ones from, again, 3 to 6 years of age, I will be basically working with play-based activities, having them focus on interaction and ways on how to communicate effectively. Of course, by, building trust and having them engage on activities that are meaningful. So I will also be educating parents on how to apply these techniques in a safe but also structured environment.
So Ceci, would you like to tell us more about your part in the program?
Yes, the pandemic just changed everybody's track. Parents and, were facing really challenges and problems. And so part of that, just in my experience and how, these parents were affected and how the families were just left out on the sidelines, just the pandemic gave us the recognition, or gave me the recognition and gave recognition to the childcare industry and how families are in need of services. So as part of our social rec program, I do have my expertise is from, children from the ages of 0 to 21. So the way we kind of broke down the age group, I created easy to follow rules for parents, that are struggling with those older children, like between 7 to 12. That can be a little like quirky age because they're not little anymore. They're not in early care, but they're still transitioning. And those kids at that age just think that they know it all. They're all I know. But so I focused and I honed in some rules on how to help them out with demonstrating public manners, or also how to handle challenging behaviors among each other. Being at home and having a group of 2 or 3 siblings is not easy for parents to manage. I went ahead and wrote out some rules, like how can I change my child's behavior with their own siblings, or how do I have families come to me asking me questions. How do I deal with this, or how do I deal more without being too strict. So those were a few of the topics and challenges that I came across. So helped out and planned and put this program together. We realized this is good. So we're gonna continue offering this for families, and that way they could get a all-in-one and overview of how to work better and how to cope through social groups, and you know what is what are all these conflict resolutions and how to kind of go about that.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing, Cece.
Hmm?
So I wanted to share my part in the social skills program as well. Um, as Cece mentioned, she's looking at the age of 7 to 12, and I'm looking at the age from 13 to 21. And during the pandemic, as we all know, we had to really adapt to teletherapy and having school online. And the way that we would socially engage was through the internet or phone or, the games. Everything had to do with being, remote and being able to adapt in this new environment and this new way of learning. And so, with the social skills program, we're teaching, what is appropriate behavior and what is inappropriate. Because when you're in school, you learn about those manners in a public school or private, wherever you're attending. But when you're now at home, you're very comfortable. You're used to your own environment. You're doing things in your way. And particularly as a child, if you have more of that independence or you don't have that structure like you do in school, it could look very different online, as we probably all have experienced. Another thing that challenges or a problem that may be occurring during this time is like social cyber bullying and safety to learn about, because now we're very vulnerable. We may not see behind the screen who is actually pretending to be that person or not. So I teach about safety, and I teach about how to prevent bullying and what to do in these cases, because we always want to be safe. We want to make sure we have appropriate behavior. We're very respectful, because it's easy to type and say and post things online or in a chat, or saying it because you can't see me, let me just tell you. But once it's said, once it's written, once it's posted, it's like a permanent stamp. How do you reverse that effect? So that all impacts our attitude, our behavior, our relationships. And I go into detail about the do's and the don'ts and what to look out for. And for parents to also keep in mind that even though children are online and learning or doing therapy and learning, they're still having to be monitored and to patrol the good and the bad behaviors. And, how do you limit and monitor the time spent on the screen? So just like everything, there's pros and cons, there's ramifications. It may impact, growing into their milestone if there's too much screen time. So we just are creating this awareness. We're adapting and we're modifying this new environment, this space of being online, and trying to do it in the most effective way and in a respectful way, and to just be mindful that we have to patrol that someone on the other side may or may not be a child. And so we have to really look for those red flags and make sure that our children are safe. So I go into cyberbullying and safety and what to do when you experience these cases. How do you report it? How does a parent go about it, or a teacher or a therapist that has observed these types of cases? So in the phone app, you will see the step-by-step sections of the different age groups and the topics that we cover. So whatever is most appropriate to what you want your child to learn or to improve in that skill, you can click and they can go at their own pace. And when you are done and completed, you can hit the complete sign and it tracks your progress on how much you've engaged, what lesson you completed, or which ones that you haven't looked at. So it's very self-learned, self-taught. But if you have any questions and you want to have this community with other parents, or to be able to reach out to Ceci, Patty, or I as therapists, or being in this realm of teaching, you can always message within the community feature. And then that way we could be more customized and have that one-on-one engagement. But other than that, this is very convenient at your pocket in a phone app. And it's designed by us therapists that are credentialed and what we see the problem at hand post-pandemic as well. So I hope you get a chance to check that out. But more importantly, I also wanted Ceci to go into detail about her daycare, because this is the perfect time of enrollment. So please let us know about your daycare.
Yes, Jenna, you were, addressing many problems that parents were faced with the pandemic, and I believe that our program just gives them options and the tools to work with their children at home, and have them become aware. It's all about safety. In my childcare, my family childcare is to continue the safety and facilitate virtual learning for school age children. And like you mentioned, our program, our app is very specific to age groups 0 to 21. So everyone who is having those challenges can just download our app and look into it. Virtual learning and just behind the scenes on how other modalities of learning. In addition, I think creating a space for children to learn how to process their feelings, and about all the losses of parents and other family members due to the virus. I think it's very important too. Mental health, infant and toddler mental health is a big one right now as we're speaking. Just adapting to those new learning styles, and the importance of why it's the importance of catching on these red flags, and getting these kids early on and getting them on track. That's just really important. Recognizing the red flags at an early age is imperative for children to adopt a new skill and let go of that bad habit. The research demonstrates that 0 to 5, ages 0 to 5 is the most critical period in a child's life. So my job here as a facilitator, as a daycare operator, is to recognize the developmental norms, age developmental skill, and to take precautionary steps to report an early screening. In doing so, I'm aiding the developmental skill to develop faster and not be delayed. So all in all, it just it tackles everything all in one. So running the daycare, we've been operating for 2 years now, and our enrollment, we started with one client. We are now up to 15. We're working with 15 families, and enrollment is open all year round. We are open 12-hour days. We're open 6:30 a.m. To 6:30 p.m. We're also part of the child nutrition program where children get a home cooked meal. We are We offer, the grains, the vegetables, all of that comes in hand with a positive developmental learning. I believe that, when children are giving nourishing meals and, giving quality care, and they're spending time with, adults that are making a difference in their life by reading a story, all of that is very, very critical. Like I said, 0 to 5 is the most critical period. And my families are very, very, expressive to me, how, uh, just bring up to my attention things that don't work out for them and how they were affected and how we continue to help them out. And, I hear it all the time, like how thankful they are for us and having them here, and providing them at home exercises too that they can do at home to help their kids. um, I think having a daycare has always been a dream of mine, but now that I'm actually seeing it a reality and, heading into this direction is just really, really astonishing.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for going to detail about your daycare. And basically, this is the time for people to enroll, right? So, how do they go about that? And what area are you located at?
Right now, we're located in Riverside County. We are part of the Riverside County Office of Education. So, if families are out in this area, if our listeners are hearing this, they could follow the Riverside County Office of Education page. We're listed as a referred provider. We are also licensed through the California Department of Social Services. So, either way, they could find us there. And also, some of just other resources that we do have. We have our website up and running, and like you mentioned earlier, we have the All Care Anywhere app. So those are two modalities that families and our listeners can find us. Our phone number is also listed on the website. Where we also have an Instagram page, Mundo de Niños Academy.
Great. And we will share those details in the end, like the spelling and whatnot. So, speaking of her area that she's servicing, that is a huge goal in our partnership, is to be able to provide services for families in all 3 counties in Southern California. So, Cece is out in Riverside, Patty's in Los Angeles, and I'm in Orange County. So we are super excited to keep you posted on all of our updates, and our next goal is actually pending. So once everything is finalized, we'll be able to share the next big news. And just to let you know again, as Cece mentioned, the app is called All Care Anywhere, ALLCARE as one word. The second word, anywhere, ANYWHERE. So, All Care Anywhere you can find on the App Store for iPhones and Google Play Store for Androids. You can also find All Care Anywhere on Instagram and on Facebook. So, that would really hone into the social skills program that we're mentioning and the phone application that's offered on the App Store and the Google Play Store. But also for Cece and her daycare and her details, I would love for you to share how people could find your Instagram, and you can spell it out and so on and so forth.
Yeah, thank you, Jenna. Thank you for sharing that information, and for also, allowing us the opportunity to collaborate together and be a part of your app, and be a part of All Care Anywhere. I think it's really nice to come together and have, these innovative ideas, and as therapists, how we just put them together, and they're so aligned and in the right path for the families in need, because it's a huge demand. It's a tremendous demand right now. Early intervention, and like I said, infant and toddler mental health is another one. So we do have a couple of more exciting, cool stuff happening, and our partnership just keeps growing. Your listeners they could follow us and find us at email is Cecilia, CECILIA, at Mundo, MUNDO, MUNDE Niños, NINOS at Mundo de Niños, sorry, it's pretty long, Academy, ACADEMY, Mundo de Niños Academy.org. And our website is the same. It's www.mundodeninosacademy.org. And same with Instagram. We're on Instagram at MUNDODENINOSACADEMY, Mundo de Niños Academy. And it's bilingual. We are a bilingual program. We offer Spanish and English. We are a dual language. We have dual language learners here, and we are very, very excited. And we're just we're really excited to just know where we're heading. Growing into OC, growing into Los Angeles, and just expanding out here in Riverside with Inland Regional Center would be a really, really exciting time for us to continue sharing and our knowledge and passion and resources.
We're sharing more and more women entrepreneurs, the mindset from coming from a traditional practice and evolving into your own and offering something very unique and effective and innovative. And we will also have her information on a transcript in this podcast description. You will also be able to see the tagging of the social media. So it may be easier to find her that way. So if you're going on All Care Anywhere already, you'll also see Mundo de Niños Academy. I know sometimes the spelling and the long length when you verbally hear it, but you'll be able to see all of that linked and synced together. And we are just super excited. Patty, how do you see our partnership and our programs stand out and helpful compared to other clinics?
Well, that's a great question. The way I see our partnership and our program, and how it stands out compared to other clinics, is, of course, the digital aspect of it, on how quick you could transport information, accessible. Everybody has their phone with them, and everyone's afraid or loses it when they don't have it near them or in their hand. And of course, the cost effectiveness. You can't beat the price, so that's a big one.
Thank you, Patty, for joining us on the episode today for Worthy Wellness Podcast. And before you go, please let the listeners know how to contact you if they're interested in early intervention with you or the social skills training program for age 3 to 6, or just anything in between, as you are a COTA, a certified occupational therapist assistant, and could utilize your expertise.
Well, thank you for giving me this opportunity to explain who I am and how I will be offering my services. And to reach me, my email is pdtherapy2022@gmail.com. And that's the letters P as in Peter, D as in dog, therapy, the year 2022, which is the year the love of my life was born, my son, at gmail.com. Again, it's pdtherapy2022@gmail.com. Thank you so much.
It was such a pleasure and an honor to have you both on Worthy Wellness Podcast. And thank you so much for coming on. And we look forward to sharing more great updates. Have everyone a blessed day. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Jenna. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Bye. If you're also a woman entrepreneur to support our cause and would like to be considered on this podcast, please reach out to us. We would love to connect. We see you. We want to connect, empower, and inspire others. So please call or text or even fax 949-793-8781. Or our Instagram is Worthy Wellness Inc., like INC. Hope to hear from you, and thank you for listening.